Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And it's Esteban Ocon in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Doohan, Verstappen, Albon, Norris, Stroll, Sargent, Sainz, Richards, Gasly, Liam Lawson, Teo Porcher, Hauger, Tsunoda, Perez, Ricciardo, Zhou, Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out. And we welcome Natalie Pinkham to the comment box once again. Nats, no weather issues to worry about. It is dry and glorious out there. Everyone can focus on the racing.
Well, the regulations aren't new anymore, but the teams and the drivers are still coming to terms with them. I firmly believe it's also track specific. We've seen some wheel-to-wheel racing throughout the year. Some tracks lend themselves better to it than others. I'd like to see it at every race in the whole season. Is that too much to ask?
Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. Got that, confirmed. Confirmed. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. you're running P9, keep going. Stroll is ahead of you, Sargent behind. Our gap to first place is 4.3 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 19 laps to go. Okay, you're in the top 10. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Verstappen's ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 1.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. The last lap time was a 1:42.8. Albon's ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are just 1 lap old. Time last lap was a 1:42.3. Okay, be careful, the DRS is stuck open. You're going to have to come in so we can try to attempt to fix. Hit for repairs now. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Look after these tyres now, and you want to finish the race on this compound. Ricardo ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 5.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1:41.9. unavailable. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix. Gap to your teammate ahead is 18.9 seconds. Okay, we're currently at the back, that's the last place. It's Ricardo ahead of you. And gap to the car in front is 1.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. That's Joe just ahead. Push for that position. Less than a second separates you. The tyres are 5 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 41.7. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake. It's Perez ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Their tyres are 5 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:41.8. Bottas is ahead of you now. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 4.1 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 41.2. Okay, information on Sainz. Okay, they're out of this race. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. And you've got P15, P15, Hauger ahead. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 4.5 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Bottas is behind you. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Green flag. That's Gasly ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.1 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Your last lap time was a 1:40.6. You're closing in by 3 seconds a lap. Okay, good work. Great pass. Gasly's ahead of you. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:40.8. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds. Lawson's just ahead. Come on, let's push. Our gap to the car in front is 3.4 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1:40.1. You're closing in by 3 seconds a lap. Currently P11, currently P11. Lawson ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 2.4 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Gasly's behind you. They're on fresh softs. Okay, gap to leader, 17.8 seconds. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. really good stuff. That's P10. It puts us into a great point-scoring position. P10, you're currently in P10. Norris just ahead, push for the position, and gap to the car in front is 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Lawson behind, less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Distance to the leader is 16.6 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 9 laps to go. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 2.1 seconds. Tyre condition still looking good. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Albon just ahead. Push for that position. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 6.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. Your last lap time was a 1 minute 40.0. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going. Managing your tyres, manage your tyres. Albon ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 4.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 13 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:40.2. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going. That's P7 now. P7, Albon's ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 1.3 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Stroll behind. Okay, the gap behind is 5.7 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, the gap to the leader is 11.9 seconds. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, just 5 laps until the end. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Nice move, keep going. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. That's Albon behind you. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Our gap to first place is 13.0 seconds. Look after these tyres now and want to finish the race on this compound. Come on, just 3 laps to go, 3 laps. And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining. Our gap to the car in front is 9.7 seconds. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. Okay mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So let's review the drivers' standings. Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. With the sprint wrapped up, we now have our grid line-up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.